Alright, what up, guitar cats? We ain't got no tripod anymore, but this is not a video about lack and what we don't have. This is a video more about what we do have. But speaking about what we don't have, remember the studio, if you look at some of the old videos on the old channel, now we're upgrading everything. This wall here, you see there's one guitar hanger on the wall. I was making my own custom guitar hangers to match the colors of the guitar and wood and whatever. And I guess I can still do that. I have some parts. Now I even have a saw, I don't know, drill. Maybe, yeah, I could even build one. But they're cheap, $6 or $10 for 6. And I brought them all to my brothers with the guitars. But if you've seen the video, you know, I lost all my guitars and all that. So we're talking about a lot of tragedy coming here to Guitar Cats. But it's all for the better, right? Out with the old, in with the new. And speaking of the new, I got my scissor right here. Why? Chaka, chaka, chaka. Unboxing. That's right. Now, don't be distracted by the vacuum. We got to fill these walls back up, starting with this one. I had 10 guitars, now I have 0 guitars, right? So if you see the last video or one of the previous videos, I was on Amazon shopping, and I basically got the 2 cheapest guitars I could get. Now, I've done a little bit of pro musician work, maybe more as a drummer, but I've had very few professional gigs worth mentioning, right, or getting a decent paycheck on. And then even fewer on guitar and vocals, but I've even had a couple of those, you believe it or not. So I guess you could say I play at a pro level, and what I want to do is play at a pro level. So if you're with me, you're a player, maybe you're learning tech, you're learning guitar, this is the right channel for you. Now it is Guitar Cats, and with any luck we'll have some cats. But we've been having a lot of cats in videos and videos about cats. So I got 4, they're running out on the lawn right now. We'll see if anyone comes in to make a guest appearance, right? No promises, although I promise there'll be cats in the future, right? And I'm going to call you guys Guitar Cats because you're all cool cats, and you know, hopefully you're learning to play guitar, or you really do play guitar. Maybe you're learning to tech. I got my little shop right here hiding in the closet. There's no tools in there. I got rid of all my tools. So I started buying them back. I bought a little flush cut saw. It was my first investment. But I did get a cordless drill and a couple little other things, a screwdriver, I didn't have a screwdriver, a mini hammer. I mean, no tools. I got rid of all my tools. I was moving. I moved out, and my tools and guitars moved out, and 2 cats moved out. But I still got some Meguiar's compound, so don't worry. We be polishing and shining, right? We got new guitars, so maybe we'll be shining and polishing. So if you're on a budget, you know, I'm a doctor. I'm Dr. T, chiropractor. Right, so there's times when I make some decent money as a chiropractor, although it's probably not what you think. But, you know, enough to buy a couple of cheap guitars anyway. In fact, probably enough to buy even better guitars. I bought a Paul Reed Smith, the SE, the $500 version, the aquamarine colored one, or teal, I don't know what color they call it. But it has scarf joint, which I didn't like. But I was in the buying mood. I bought that Mitchell. I guess I buy guitars in pairs because I got 2 right here. So I bought the Mitchell from Guitar Center. They gave me a deal because one of the pickups wasn't working. And I got the Paul Reed Smith. So I dropped $500 on a guitar. But I'm not really buying guitars over $500. I mean, maybe I could, maybe I should, right? And they do comparisons of the pickups. Like I upgraded, I Strandberged my Flying V, right? Someone gave me a Flying V, a Dean. And so the pickups were kind of chopped. There was no balance. The electronics, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. I couldn't get tone out of it. So I replaced the pickups. And I did a lot of woodworking on this guitar. I chopped it down from a Flying V to like a little ergonomic guitar. I chopped the headstock, everything. Body carve, arm carve. I got ridiculous with it. It went definitely too far. And but it came out great. I did a custom finish, beautiful. And so I was going to put some expensive pickups. I was thinking, should I spend $300, $700, $1,000 on pickups? Started researching it, and you see these videos where they're comparing expensive pickups next to the Chinese. I ended up with Chinese Music Lily off of Amazon, $40, $35. Humbuckers, boom, boom. I split the coils with a couple of push pots, right? Potentiometers straight from China. You guys are like that. I did my own capacitor work. So it was cool to do some wiring, you know, That was my first time. I think that guitar came out great. You can see the videos on my old channel at Troy Benfield. So if you're new here, I mean, I only had 50 subscribers, but I did have a bunch of videos, and some of them were pretty cool. Maybe that's how you ended up here, because we were like working on Strat fretboards and stuff like that. So we're doing a lot of sanding and polishing. But today, cut to the chase. I know it was the longest intro ever. I tend to ramble. Unboxing. We got the unboxing. All right. So should I spoiler alert? It's glarry. I got 2 glarries. Right? They have another name with a K. I'm trying to think, what is it? Kakistan or something? Kaki poo poo online. For some of these guitars, I don't know, they show up as glarry. But I had a glarry. I have a glarry. It's in my collection. It's in Pennsylvania with my other 9 guitars, or 8 guitars, and a bass. I hope you guys are getting good audio. I don't know why you wouldn't be. I'm a little far away from the speaker. That's why I think it not. Okay, so first in line, I got a smaller, thinner box. That's got to be the hollow body electric. We got a humbucker. Oh, I'm definitely spoiling it, but I'll hold back to build anticipation. But let's open this one first. So you kind of know it's an electric hollow body. So what did I get? I got an electric hollow body and an acoustic, because I want to try to play some gigs. Just some gigs for my soul and for fun and for a lot of reasons. I don't really anticipate financial windfall, but you know, why not? I heard you can get 100, 125, 150 easy a gig, you know, so maybe I could get that on a weeknight at a bar or a restaurant or a coffee house or something. But if I can get 300 as a solo, that's pretty good. Right, I'm not going to be lugging a lot of equipment, and so I don't really know, you know, how often I'm going to be needing a PA, how often these gigs, I guess depending on the type of gig, right, and the kind of gigs I want to get. If I want to charge more, I could have a fancy PA. I mean, I could have a PA system that handles the whole band. So right now I don't have any PA. I was using a bass amp to sing through. I did manage to keep the mic stand, although I don't have a mic. And I don't have a tablet. It also holds a tablet. The tablet was too small, so I guess I needed to upgrade. Even though I did, I recently got a new tablet because, I don't know why. Did I recently get a new tablet? Maybe I'm just making it up. I thought I did, but it was still pretty small. It's all a blur. But I feel redeemed. We're going from no guitars to 2 guitars. And oops, I'm opening the acoustic. Right, so why an acoustic? It's an acoustic electric. It's got a cutaway because acoustic gigs, if you're going to get 1 guitar and try to go pro, I mean, I'm trying to go pro with the cheapest thing possible. And that's the thing. These cheap Chinese guitars are pretty much a pro level. I mean, you could smash them. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if the tuning stability is there. You know, I anticipate I might have to do some work, intonation. Not a big deal. I got a good tuner. I don't have fret files, but I'm going to get some, and we probably might need them. We'll see. People do complain and talk a lot about that in reviews. So these Chinese guitars are now paying more attention to the fretwork, right? So sometimes I'm seeing reviews and the fretwork's great. The glarry I had, I think, was okay. I think I did some fret end work on there. But I think the frets were okay. The weird part was the fretboard. It was like fake rosewood. It seemed to be colored black or something. Maybe they were ready to go. And they call it rosewood, but more like a fake ebony. Rosewood's more brown. Dark brown, and then it lightens up. It has waves of grain and lighter patterns. So, yeah, I don't know how the universe switched us over to the acoustic. But, yeah, I'm thinking if I was going to get 1 guitar, and this sucker was cheap, $59 special, all right, for an acoustic cutaway. It's 4.5 inches thick. It's got probably a piezo, right? So it plugs in. I know it has a tuner. And it's got some EQ built in, so a little bit of electronics. I'm going to need a battery. I hate that. But, you know, small price to pay. Like, I don't really do active pickups in my electric guitars, but, you know, whatever. If you got one guitar or one bass to pay attention to, you know, don't drain the battery, right? Develop habits. My bass player, this awesome bass player, he plays EMGs, so he don't mind the battery. But I'm a schmugats, and I don't know, half the time the battery's dead. But these guitars also, I think, can play. The piezo can work without the battery. So you could still get into the soundboard, although you may not be able to tune up or whatever. It comes with a bag, right? A cheap-ass bag. But it seems durable. This isn't the flimsiest of the flimsy materials. And it does have back package, right? Just the straps, no padding on the straps. It folds easy. I mean, kind of cool if you want the minimalist of bags, which is okay, right? Because, well, shit, I did have 2 good gig bags. I guess I'll get a good gig bag. And then, you know, if I'm doing gigs, I'll bring it in that. But this would be fine. Right, I don't, you know, I tend to baby it and handle them alone, so it doesn't need to have a ton of padding. And what the hell, these are cheap guitars, so, you know, all's well that ends well. And even a good, well-padded gig bag is not going to save it from breaking if someone steps on it or it drops. Maybe. All right, so now the opening, the unveiling. Da, 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 da. Never seen foam job like this. It's air. Really nice. Fully full air bag, tubules, can you see that? Around the neck and the headstock. Slides right off the top. Like, that's probably worth saving. And now I have boxes if I want to get my guitar shipped from Pennsylvania. Maybe I could send them boxes with prepackaged shipping and they'll ship them to me. But I can't communicate with them, so I got to send in my nephew from the area to go to my brother's house and maybe grab the guitars and ship them out to me. He said he would, but, you know, I don't know if there's going to be a problem with that. I mean, he's an assertive dude, but so is my brother and my nephew and my sister-in-law, although I don't know why they would fight him and not want to give me back my guitars. So, okay, first impression, I'm popping out the headstock, right? And so I was looking at the pictures online. I was worried about the nut angle, right? Especially on the E and the G. Well, if you tune your guitar that way. And there is some pretty good nut angle. I don't think it's going to be too bad. The nut slots don't look deep at all. They seem pretty shallow. So, yeah, there's going to be high action at the nut. I'm going to have to probably redo the nut slots. No big deal. And I've done them with cheap ass files too. The best is the depth gauges, right? Because the feeler gauges from automotive, pretty cheap, and then you can just notch them out, make them into a saw. Why? Because then the width is perfect. If you're using diamond saws or whatever, you're eyeballing the width, and then it just looks sloppier. It'll come out pretty functional. But anyway, first impressions, I see the binding. I see the nut. Looks like a white plastic nut. You know, certainly matches the binding. Binding everywhere. The color green, I see kind of bleeding into the binding. And the tuners look nice. The feel is smooth. There's a smell like polyurethane or paint, like it's off-gassing. I don't know if it's these plastic bags that it comes in. So it was dual boxed, right? But there's not a lot of styrofoam. We got the bag and a little piece of styrofoam. Well, it's on film, so I guess I could see how they packaged it, but I don't know exactly how they had that wrapped. So we're getting down to the guitar. Pretty nice. Wow. Yeah, there's grains popping. Now they did kind of a burst. It's not just solid green. Yeah, you see the black around it? From what I see, you guys are getting good lighting. You're getting good angles on this. And then you can see the grain. Not bad. I mean, it's a full-size 4-inch guitar, so it might not be my main practice buddy, right? I could already feel the need for an arm carve. But wow, the action feels low. It does feel like there's a little bit of sharp fret ends, some fret sprout. This would be about a 2 or 3 on the sock test. I mean, they're not sticking out that much, but they do stick out. A lot of them do. And they feel sharp. The action feels crazy low for an acoustic. They got it taped up. So there's the front, black pickguard. I'm not a big fan of pickguards. I don't know why they want to stick plastic over beautiful wood grain. Haha. There's wood. I mean, there's glue on the bridge. Excess glue. Oh man, I almost dropped my hollow body. But I don't know if you can see that big drop of glue right there. Not huge, but I mean, kind of obvious. And, you know, I don't know. I'm thinking how I'm going to get it off. I might just leave it. But that's what they were thinking, right? But that's what you're going to get on a $60 guitar. Here, by the neck pocket, and it shows the neck angle, there's definitely stain bleeding onto the binding. And you can see the neck angle maybe isn't perfect. Maybe it is. But, you know, it's not flush or 90 or whatever. And then, I don't know if I see some wavy gravy here in the sanding on the neck. The neck feels pretty smooth. It's kind of a satiny kind of finish. I'm definitely hating the fret sprout. I can feel it. Well, here's a weird place for the strap button, or is it? Underneath on the bottom side, we'll see. Because that was a challenge with the Flying V, okay? Where to put the, you know, it's a little bit dusty, so it might have been sitting in a warehouse. The stain, the green stain is bled everywhere onto the binding. Worse right there. I mean, not a big deal. I kind of like it. It makes it look cool and then lets you know it's green because it almost looks black. But when it hits the light, it looks pretty good. The headstock itself is so dark, it looks pretty black. But I guess if you get enough sunlight on there, it really is just dark green. And then over the years, it might lighten up. Pretty good grain on the back. I mean, not crazy as grain goes, you know, on some of these acoustic guitars or whatever. But that's nice. That's what I wanted. Beautiful. Green, nice dark green. Yeah, that's all right. I think that'll be a good working functional guitar, assuming it sounds good. Now looking through the hole, I already see the clip loose, right? So the wires to the pickup are just jangling around. That's not good. Sometimes they rattle. I could see there's adhesive. It's supposed to be stuck to this brace. Now also, it might just be the paper. It's gotta be. I'll take this off with the tape. I should use my scissor. Scissor. Where'd the scissor go, y'all? Right under the gig bag. Okay. Because the E string is pulled way over. And it's gotta be this. Because if it's not this, there's something wrong. Like major. And that looks like it's okay. We'll see when we play it. It might be down a little. Which I don't know if that's a problem or not. And then if it was, it would probably be the saddle spacing, maybe the nut. I mean, I could move it over if I want to relocate the string. Now I'm noticing the grain on the bridge, very nice. Whether they painted it black or stained it black, the grain is kind of popping out. Nice. There's some imperfections on the grain on the bridge and some dust and stuff. What are these? Inlays? Nice. Right? Three groups of circles. Pretty good. We got the dots. They look like mother of pearlish, right? They're not just flat white. And so it's looking pretty good. Strings are loose out of the box. We got the tuner, the volume, the whole bit. Where do you put the... Where do you put the battery? I'm not sure. I'm trying to glue or stick this back on. Doesn't want to go. That's not where it goes. It's not where it goes. So probably best to stick it to the body. I'm sure it's going to unstick again. Now that I said it, it's going to really manifest. But I see the binding here at the end of the fretboard. Kind of ground down a little. There's some plastic shavings here. Come right off. Maybe some chip paint along the hole. The sound hole. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so I don't even have a tuner handy. I'm an embarrassment, but I don't think he came with one. A lot of times, oh, well, there's a tuner built in, right? If I could find the battery hole, right? It looks like this compartment is where the battery should go or would go, but there's 4 screws. So that's lame. If you got to take the battery out with 4 screws every time, lama. Right? That's what you get for a $60 guitar, right? We're discovering now the drawbacks. Nice chromatic tuner, but yeah, they're giving you the shittiest design, right? It's not going to be convenient. But whatever, we'll upgrade. Without the paper, the action looks pretty high. Still buzzes a little. Oh shit. It's probably just the way it's strung up. Oh, and the bridge pin came out a little. So probably a good idea to check the bridge pins, push down the bridge pins before you start. We might upgrade these, they're probably plastic. I had some brass ones I just bought to ground out my other piezo on the acoustic Strat. I never got to install them and see if it fixed the problem. Looking inside, I see some bird's eye or mold on the body. It smells okay. Smells a little funky. I think there's burn marks and glue marks all around in there. So it's not meant to be real pretty or clean, and I don't really care how it looks inside. The action came down a little. Looks about right where you want it. I'd say about 2.25 on an acoustic. I'll be strumming. Let me put the guitar in view. Sorry guys, I'm the worst cameraman, but I don't even have a tripod. Those of you with perfect pitch are freaking out right now. That's probably 80 somewhere. Not even close. Let's do A. Not bad, I think we're getting in the range. The buzzing stopping. Yeah, I think that's a 4th. I was gonna go for a 5th. I don't know why. My ear wanted a 5th. Acoustics are weird. I get change of direction on the pegs. Like I like my Strat. Oh, I can hardly reach up there. Screw you guys. I'm coming back down. Yeah, that was the problem with like the ergonomic guitar. Now then you're up here. Your freaking arm goes to sleep. I don't know about that. Right now I need. I'm realizing my boxes to put my foot on. That's what's missing. All right, 25 minutes in. You guys are sitting here watching me tune up. Tuners feel pretty good, pretty smooth. I mean, good, adequate. So far, so good. There it is. Right? It's got some good sound. Some bass to it. I hear harmonics ringing. Way out. Sorry guys, sorry to put you through this. But some of you beginners might be appreciating this. This is how you develop your ear tuning guitar. Before we had tuners, way out. Oh my God. What am I doing? Gag dad? Wow. Looks like an octave low. Way out. Oh my God. I don't like when the bridge pins creak. It scared me. I thought it was going to break the string. So you don't know these cheap Chinese strings. I think I was an octave low there. I was way low. Like J-Lo. Now we're somewhere. Here we go. Good E chord, good bass. All right, there it is. We're rocking. Would you walk out on me if you saw me in a coffee bar? With my power chords? Maybe do a little song for you. Still a little out of tune. Sounds a little flat, like not in pitch, but in resonance. Sounds okay, buzzing, I mean, just the right amount. Yeah, still out a little. Action pretty good. Playable, I think. We gotta stretch the strings. Now, checking out the fake rosewood. I don't think it's rosewood. So it's gonna be like Pal Faro or something. I can see some grain in there, not bad. It looks like it is dyed a little black, although maybe they washed most of it off. Doesn't seem to be coming right off on my fingers, although it might come off on the fingers. But yeah, definitely playable. Looks like I'm gonna have to take off 4 screws to get a battery in this bad boy. Then you can control the volume. And everything. All right, so that's a 30-minute video unboxing the Glarry acoustic. Now, a fair warning on this. I mean, it's a little uneven. It's not perfect. It's a little wonky. You could see like the way they sanded it. I think overall good. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think so. Time will tell, right? We got to play it a little, see how it holds up over time, how it holds the tuning stability. With these cheap strings, I think we're doing pretty good. It's out, but just a little. I think we're getting in there, so it's going to be pretty good. I'll give it a thumbs up. The downside, the negative, the biggest negative to this was the shipping. You pay $59 for the guitar and then $29 for shipping. So $60 for the guitar, $30 for shipping, ended up being a $90 guitar. All right. So not bad for $90, but definitely better for $70, right? It should be like $10 shipping. Acoustics are light. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, it probably has to do with less profit, or, you know, they spent so much on that fancy airbag bubble wrap. You know, what's the point? But yeah, it's a little bit lumpy, bumpy. It's not like perfectly rounded in the neck. It's kind of funny, but I don't think it would disturb you. It feels like I don't know, an average acoustic, maybe even small. It almost feels short scale. So yeah, we're gonna do a little polish. Heck, I could just run some sandpaper over the sides of this. I think we're gonna be pretty good. So right out of the box, I could even do a gig, like the fret ends aren't cutting me. Whatever. I'd be playing, I'd be singing, man. Let's see. Still sounds out. Little buzz on the D, the 12th fret. I may not be up to pitch, and I don't have my neck. I bought ones coming from Amazon, straight edge, a notched straight edge. I lost all my tools, but that'll come, and then I can tell how to relieve the neck. There is a truss rod adjustment, and again, way more bleeding onto this binding. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with the stain job. We'll see. Maybe I can clean it up a little. Maybe a little alcohol or something, get it off. But let's see, intonation. Pretty close, close enough for jazz. So it's good. Playable, good action, good access to the upper frets. I mean, I'm on the 12th fret. I can. Yeah, I can get there. Wow, I haven't bent a string in months. So the fingers don't look like they're getting black. Maybe a little. Could just be a little dust. We'll see. That was my hesitation. The other one has a rosewood fretboard too, so we'll see. I'm going to split it up into another video. This one's gone long already, 35 minutes. I was going to try to give you a little tune. I was saying maybe some Bob Marley. butcher it for you. Still way out. Not bad. Maybe that's it. Nope. Still out. What the hell string am I on? Oh, the G was flat. Now it's sharp. Kind of close. I know my production value sucks. It ended up being 20 minutes of me tuning the guitar. That's all right. I remember when we used to sleep in the old trench town. As in with the good people with me, yeah. Good friends we've had, good friends we've lost, along the way, yeah. In the straight future you can't forget your past, so dry your tears, I say, yeah. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Little darling, they don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry. All right, just a little sample for you. I know it's a little out of tune. I haven't sang in a month. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Can we get paid for that? Can we get $100 for that? It'd be smoother. Then we start playing. We start getting in some grooves. Start coming to life. So that looks like it works, man. If I had a gig tonight and I had to take this guitar, I'd be freaking out because of the whole battery thing. I don't know if it's going to play into an amp. I guess, well, here's my glarry amp. I could plug it in. Do I even have a cord? Probably not. So sometimes these things come with cords and stuff. Not this time. I don't think we're so lucky. Maybe on the next guitar. So tune in to the next video, people. I'll have the same clothes on because I'm just going to do it right now. But, hey, wait a minute. Hold the phone, people. Look at this shit on the floor. Pardon my French. We do have a little packet of good stuff. Look at this. All neglected. Right now the video is going to go friggin' way long. But first things first. They give you a little clippy tuner. Would have saved 20 minutes already. Right? So planning. For my next video, note to self. Planning. Production team meeting. We did have a meeting. Come on, little tuner. No battery. How are you gonna play me like that? Like serious? Doesn't come with a battery? No, that's just mean and cruel to do that to people. I guess that's what they do. Battery CR2032, one piece. You know, I used to have some of those around. I might even have one of those around, man. Meanwhile, the battery compartment doesn't want to come off. It's off. All right, so yeah, no battery. So we got excited for nothing. Psych! Don't make me get my Peterson strobe out. I do have a Peterson strobe. I think that came with a battery. I didn't even test it out yet. Look. Allen wrench, good. I'll put a handle on that, and then I'll have a truss rod adjuster. A belt, what do you call it? A strap. So I can be standing up at the gig tonight. And look at this. A very thin pick, like a mother of pearl thin pick. And, da 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 da, looks like a cord. Might be a 4 foot, 6 foot. Oh, my phone's ringing like crazy right now. I got the ringer on. I never had the ringer on. But it's funny, it's going on the Bluetooth speaker in the other room. We're listening to some Guthrie Trap. Yeah, I'm ignoring it. Let's see if we can get the amp to work. Let's see if the piezo works without a battery. Right, that might be important. You don't have a battery, can you still do the gig? Right, like, should you stop at the 7-Eleven and pay $10 for that battery and be an extra 5 minutes late? Or can you go straight to the gig, not be late, and still pull it off? All right, so the weird part here now is where do you plug in? Usually you can plug in with the strap button. This guitar does not have an input jack. Yeah, no, I'm missing something. So they seem to have some wires in there. I mean, they send you a cable, and then there's no input jack? I found it. It's hiding over here. Look at this cute little input jack. It's got a compartment door and everything. What's that for? Hey, that's the battery. Look at that. Remote battery. All right, so way more convenient. I don't have to take off 4 screws like I said. That would be lame. No input jack would be lame. We have an input jack right next to the battery telling you, hey, it's not going to friggin' work without the battery. All right, well, we're going to see. Let's plug in the glarry. Let's get some power to my Marshall stack here. Barely reaching to the outlet, but we reached. All right, power's on. We got gain, we got volume, so we should have something there. Volume on here, I don't know if it makes a difference. No, nothing. Nothing, nada. Nothing, nada. So that's kind of cool. The jack is offset to the side. Right, so if you have it on a stand, it's not going to be in the way. The amp's on. The guitar's not going to give you nothing. You better stop for that battery. Now, I don't know if a dead battery will give you the connection. Maybe. You people out there know, but there it is. I'm living the battery life. Now, of course, I don't need a battery. I just do an acoustic gig. Hello. Now, a lot of complaints people say, oh, it's always too loud, it's too loud, it's too loud. So, if you're not plugged in, it's not going to be too loud, right? And then that's pretty cool because I can play the room, I could work my voice with the acoustic and what's coming back to me. I don't need an external artificial source that makes it a level harder. So, we could do gigs, we could do coffee houses. They can put a mic in front of this if I don't have my little battery. So, if they got a PA, mic that bitch. All right, peace and love, people. I'm out. I don't have a wall hanger or a stand, so I don't know. I just lean it against something for now. There you go. All right, peace and love. I'll see you on the next one.